Okay,
Live on
we're live.
Monday night, it's Old Dominion Heroes!
It's an interesting start to this one, I'll tell you what.
Mhm.
So, thank you for tuning into tonight's episode of Old Dominion Heroes presenting Dungeons of the Mad Mage. I'm your lovely host and DM, Thomas. I'll be taking these lovely adventurers through some pretty crazy times tonight. Unfortunately, we will have our dear friend and dark elf, bard, slash maybe
Oh,
something else. We'll have to see what happens next time he shows up. But he's got some things going on outside of game in his real life that he's got to take care of. So, and that's far more important. But we're here to play. So let's go ahead and introduce our players for tonight. Take it away. Let's start with Lesra, then Suchi, Misty, and then Cernan. Let's go on the um, around the table here.
And we're gonna go against initiative order then. Fine.
Okay, fine. I'll go.
No,
I'll go.
no,
I'll go with it.
no, no, no.
All right. All right. All right.
So I'm Jason. I'm playing Leslie. Leslie is the good peace cleric that has discovered that she likes to murder her bro just a little bit more than she probably should.
I'm David, I play Suchikaga, a natural born werebear who's realized he's an idiot and has decided to use his ancient teachings to be the one, the only, Rune Knight. Not Moon Knight, Rune Knight. It's not copyright or anything.
Who had it first?
I'll have to Google Marvel for that.
are you done? Is that it? Okay. Misty, I kill things.
Are you done?
That's it.
There you go.
Okay. After that extremely lengthy and in-depth analysis of our Tabaxi Rogue, I'll introduce myself. I'm Craig / Lost Limey. I play Sonnen Votera, the ASMR enchantment wizard. And last session, he could finally got to do something useful and actually managed to heal our erstwhile absentee bard. And he's finally happy that we've managed to not lose everybody to death trapped in this dungeon. I believe that's it. So if our wonderful dungeon master would recap as to where we're at.
All right.
You don't
So
remember?
where we're going to go ahead and pick up is the party has gone through a massive slew of. Give me a second. Oh, my brain's jello.
Those are big words.
Grix, a massive hive, a colony of Grix that lay sleeping and slumbering in the back of these long forgotten caves. They seem to have nestled in and started feeding on a local band of goblins as they've been excursionating or entering these catacombs, going back trying to find ancient treasures and digging out tunnels to hidden areas. These Grick have spawned from what seems to be this massive alpha Grick, this female Grick that has found a home, nestled into this massive den where it lay in wait on the ceiling, kind of clinging to the ceiling like a cocoon, dangling from it like a large stalactite. The party, after splitting apart, one batch of the group went one way and the other going completely separate, both encountering two separate batches completely off guard, both parties made it out alive with the assistance of the larger group assisting the rogue Misty and Giacomo out by the skin of their, I guess the skin of their teeth. Giacomo unconscious, they bring him back, and then they are able to come to consciousness and figure out what kind of happened and where they went wrong. And everybody licking their wounds went back to the surface, and here we find ourselves at the top. 2 weeks have passed. The party has gone and taken care of different needs and necessities. We're going to go ahead and go basing this off of initiative to kind of give each player their own individual time. And then if they would like to all roleplay together, y'all are more than welcome to. So Suchi.
Hello.
You wanted to do what with your downtime? You have exactly 2 weeks. Each of you are given a amount of time specified by me and of course you, and you can craft or do jobs or what have you. What exactly is it that you wish to do?
After coming back to the surface, first thing I do is, well, besides making sure Giacomo isn't dead, back at the tavern, I would, either tavern, I would, hand Jason the loot we so kindly found. You know, 1 hide armor, 1 morning star, 1 hide shield. Spend it wisely. I would also use my first week to reevaluate my life and try and research some old teachings from my village surrounded by a sea of trees. Teachings of giants long past in the hills above us.
So, you look back at this distant, long forgotten past, and you recollect your childhood, hearing tales and stories of things that you once pushed aside. You played them off as fairy tale. Tales of giants. You remember seeing and hearing of ancient runes, scripture, and seeing those symbols down in the deep, seeing flashes and these broken fragments of light cascading across these mirrors. You remember something. 2 familiar runes set to you as a child. You saw them in a cave. Something similar. You can't recollect full detail, but do you remember being told fire and stone? You go and you study. Can you roll me a history check? See if you maybe want to, if you want to do more research. I mean, it's up to you.
10.
You do as much research as you can, but based off of the bit of books that you have present, you'd probably have to go to the Black Staff College in Waterdeep to do more in-depth search. The books that you've read and are reading tell tales of giants. Giants in the earth. Some in the hills. Some made of fire and ice. You are unable to get greater detail on the thing that you remember, the things that you have seen. And you know without a shadow of a doubt, because you've been around Cernan, you've been around Giacomo, you've been around Olan, that the college may hold the teachings that you seek. Would you visit in your 2 weeks to learn more? I'm gonna let you automatically be able to tap into these base level rooms that have already discussed. Since you kind of wanted to switch things up a little bit, just to kind of let our viewers in, so that way they don't kind of go like, "Wait, what happened?" David saw a few things in his character that he just wanted to switch around, and he wasn't having as much fun as he could have been. So I helped him out a little bit, and we've through just simple discussion, we've just kind of changed a little things. So if a couple little things are a little different, please bear with us, and just follow along, and everything will make sense. I promise.
Short story. Feet good. Sushi dumb. Sushi like feats. So yeah, that'll definitely burn my first week.
Okay.
For my second, I'm going to take the time to craft some ammunition for my pepper box.
What's your intelligence modifier?
+2.
So roll me a d20. Add +2 to it.
$17.
All right. How much raw material do you have available by any chance?
I was gonna go in and just buy some, or maybe trade my what is it? Mace.
All right, give me a second. Well, ammunition isn't very popular. Not a lot of people are selling it.
No, I just need the metal, and I can use my tools to make it myself.
So let me just see raw ore. All right. How much are you trying to buy?
How much are you selling?
1 pound of iron goes for 1 silver.
All right, I'll take.
You'd go to Steam and Steel with Emmerich and Avi.
Absolutely, and I'll take. I guess I'll take 16 pounds.
All right. So remove a gold and 6 silver. And Emmerich and Avi are there. You hear Emmerich in the back just clattering and steel on steel. And he says, hey there, Suchi. Happy to help. Happy to help. And Avi's like, would you like these packed or wrapped?
Packed, if you'd be so kind.
Sure. As he gets you taken care of, and then sends you on out your door. Well, out their door. Is there anything else that you need to grab?
Grab no. I'm ready to make as many as I can in a week.
Roll me another d20. All you gotta do is beat a 10. Add your intelligence again.
Oh, that helps. Aha. Okay. Oh, 11! Haha!
All right. You make 20 bullets per pound.
Yes.
So that should give you a little bit more ammunition. I think you said you were at like what, 2 today?
Yeah. I used a lot last game.
Yeah. Well, that should get you a bit.
That'll finish me off, sir.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. All right. Cernan. You're up.
Indeed. Right. Well, let's see, 2 weeks of downtime. As I think we mentioned it at the top of the episode, we leveled up last time, so he spent his first week studying to learn some additional spells. You know, I won't mention what they are, but they had a couple of different ones prepared that we may see later in the session. We picked up a spell book from the dungeon last week, and he's spent 25 gold and an hour studying, and his copy down has learned, but not yet prepared the spell speak. So that was kind of his first week of downtime, was studying and learning. His second week of downtime, Cernan is still trying to infiltrate the Gentari to try and find out exactly what happened to his stepfather. And he was going to use Misty as his in there, so he's been kind of trying to follow our mysterious and highly stealthy Tabakasi to limited success. So he's hoping
All right. So
some kind of mission or job done on behalf of the Gentarum, so that he can work things out from the inside.
So you get a job from this one individual. It's you and a couple of other people are kind of scattered around the second floor of the yawning portal. You're just looking for work. They know you. You've done an odd job here and there. And as you look over and you see this one individual named Dabble Starsong. He's this sun elf, very, very handsome individual, long red hair, goes back down to his shoulders with this nice kind of like epic looking leather armor with studs in it, with its nice frill black shirt underneath. The guy's got swords and knives out of the wazoo, and he's sitting there laughing, talking to 3 individuals. Dabble looks right over at you. He nods at you, and 3 individuals kind of turn, and they look at you. All 3 of them, one of them has a smile on his face, but the other 2 the kind of crooked, gnarly, upturned lip with this kind of like bent eyebrow, kind of just staring at you with this kind of ominous look from afar. One of them spits on the ground. Then Davil points to another person and points to another. The three people get up. The guy that smiles comes walking over to you. He says, "Aye, you're that boy named Cernan, right?" He's this portly fellow with this kind of crooked upturned lip, slight smirk on his face. His eye is kind of glazed over, and he's got a little bit of a scar kind of running down from his ear to his throat.
I'm watching all this, by the way.
He says, "Hey, you're supposed to come with me and the other boys. The boss told us that you're pretty quick, you're pretty smart. You know how to use that brain of yours. Maybe you could help us get out of this one. We got a couple of blokes that need a bit of persuading." Hey, come on. Yeah. There's 10 gold in it for you. Would you go with? Or would you just sit tight?
Cernan's gonna go with. He's happy doing like the groundwork right now. He wants to try and get it at least on on the ground floor. Yeah, I've been making my brain and he follows them.
It's like as you're walking away. So he comes up and he's like, "So what do you do exactly?"
Let's just say I do what I'm doing and leave it at that for now.
Alright. Like,
But it's just to show something willing. I'll hold it in my hand and cast a light cantrip on it so it starts glowing so they can see I have some magic.
you go, "Oh shit, you're one of them sparkly hand people."
Do I recognize the three that are taking him out?
Yeah, the person leading Cernan, his name's Charlie. The other two is Dan and Blake.
Blake.
Yeah. You know Blake. Blake is not somebody that you would call a friend.
I hate Blake.
Alright. Blake stole a guy's beer one time, alright? And he really needed it. And when you're at the table and everybody's playing cards, you don't steal another drunk man's beer. Or lady.
I will be keeping track of where they're going.
So, they go out late to the dock ward. And, it's this old bar. Misty, you're very familiar with it.
I mean, Cernan lives in the dog water. His family does. Would he be familiar with it?
You've seen it. It has this massive boat anchor that somehow has been lodged into the ceiling and kind of through the roof. And it's kind of been like become like the staple of like a landmarker in the dock ward for all those who come and go, and it's just kind of nestled right on the bank, kind of maybe 400, 500 feet away from the shore. You can hear the ocean crashing. It's late at night. People are still coming and going, though. A few people walking around, drunk and stumbling. A few children just scuffling and running around, just goofing off and just being children. You've got all of these different little shops open here and there. A few street vendors. But eventually you get to this quaint little bar with this giant anchor through the roof. And it's not an indoor facility. It's like a old fish market that had been converted into a drinking den for shifty types. People who, like you, come here for just a simple drink, information, sometimes pleasure, or leisure, or leisure, or sometimes all of them. But you pull up, and there's this woman, this kind of 5'9", kind of buff lady. Like, she's got this brown shirt on. You see she's got a couple of tattoos. A tattoo of a half-naked woman riding a whale. And she says, "Hi, welcome to the Salty Sea Sass. What could I do for you?"
I'm gonna
And
like
one of the
like company.
she looks up and kind of cleaning her mug, and she goes, "Oh, Blake. Hi. I've got the money for you." And he says, "Well, need to be hurrying up, or we're gonna have to go ahead and start cleaning out this entire little rat's nest." As he goes over and snatches a beer from a drunk guy. And as soon as he does that, like, everybody just starts shaking their heads like, what a dick. Another guy steps up and he says, "Look here, we don't want to cause no trouble, just picking up the rent, so to speak. If you want anybody to, stay away from this lovely sea shack shanty, I strongly suggest you start paying your rent." And she says, Look, I'll have the money to you in a few days. I just need a little bit more time. Because no, that doesn't work like that. Today's the day that you're supposed to pay up. So give us what you owe and we'll be on our way. Or we're gonna have to close up for the night. Ain't that right, boys? Everybody roll me an intimidation check that's there. So Misty, if you're there. Cernan, go ahead and roll me an intimidation check. Oh wait, no, you already rolled, so you got a 21. Misty, I'll use your stealth check if you want to use that as hiding, or if you want to.
Oh, I'm there.
Jump in.
I'm there, and I'm higher level than these sons of bitches. Right?
Are you gonna? Yeah.
Okay.
These guys. You tell these guys what to do.
Yeah. I rolled a 17 on die, and I don't know what I'm pulling up my character sheet again. I'm having trouble with D&D Beyond again.
So,
of course.
So, like, Misty, this is a classic, like, a classic move. Like, this is just collecting rent.
Oh, yeah.
For your people.
They're just being jerks about it, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah. And it's just to make a stink. Like, you know that, like, your people, like, not all your people are shiesty effers, but, like, these guys definitely take the cake and they put a bad stink on your organization's name.
Yeah. I will I'll drop down from the roof and step in between. Are we inside or outside?
It's like a mix, right? Like, so, like, there's there are dock pylons that are coming up out of this like large dock surface. Okay, that has been turned into what seems like a bar, but it's like an outdoor kind of like tiki hut, and there are like rice paper walls and some boards and wood have been thrown up here and there, kind of whatever they can get from any ships or any lumber that they can salvage or scrap up to convert this structure, this kind of oddly crafted structure, into some type of bar. Like you're seeing when you look around, there is an actual bar top with like chairs and tables scattered about. There's these large wooden, like all the tables aren't actually tables, they're those like wooden spools that you would see that would have like large rope around them that have been thrown up, and the tables are also like large kegs and barrels that have been converted into tables and things.
Gotcha. I will. It would have been it's a 17 plus 2, so 19 intimidation. I will drop down from the roof, 2 daggers in hand. And she already paid them some money, correct?
No, she has not paid them any money.
Okay. But she said she was going to have it like the next day, is that what you said?
In like a couple of days.
Okay.
But you know this is a simple tactic that like people use to like stall for paying.
Yeah. And that
roll me an insight check.
She's...
Roll me an insight check.
Okay.
Because you may have actually dealt with this person before.
Dude, no, that's not good. That's a -1.
Oh, really? Oof.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, it's a 10.
Okay.
Not horrible.
You've had a couple of running-ins with this person, right? You know that they've been late here and there, but you know, they've always been able to maintain.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll just I'll drop down, like I said, with both daggers kind of like clutched, you know, kind of not like pointing out, but like pointing behind, like on my forearms.
Yeah.
And just kind of
like defensively.
Yeah, and just go, look, guys, she's good for it. She'll get us back. You know, just, you know, and if she doesn't, and I'll look over at her, I'll go, you know, if she doesn't, there's going to be a problem.
The moment you look at her, she's like, she's like, throws her hand up, like she's like, I'm good. You have your money. You have your money.
So, dude, you know, just kind of chill out for a bit, and, hey, Cerna.
Blake, you hear Blake in the background goes, I'm keeping this beer too!
I will throw my dagger at his beer.
That's a shame. I was going to prestidigitate it into water.
I'll throw my dagger at his beer, and then my dagger's going to come back to me because I think I have the belt of returning.
Yeah.
Yep, I do. And
it hits the mug, and I will pops a hole into it.
Knock his beer out.
What I was gonna say was, you throw the knife into the beer mug, it hits it, and then it returns, so it disappears. There's a hole in the mug, so all the beer just starts pouring out.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Blake's a dick.
He's like, oh, that was a perfectly good beer. All gone to waste. Next. He's such a dick.
So yeah. So I mean, I just want to make sure that my buddy Cernan's okay, and that we still keep our, you know, we got steady income coming in from these bars. So.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
I'll go,
y'all.
and I'll just be like, okay, go about your business, and I'll hop up
So you,
again.
yeah, you dip, duck, dodge, weave, and wind and roll,
Yep.
and you're out of there.
Yep.
And they kind of grab you, sir, and they're like, "Yeah, you did good. That was your second, your third, your fourth. How many jobs you been with us?" And you hear somebody in the back. Yeah, you somebody in the back go, "I think it's his third." He goes, "You did a good job kicking that table back there, Cernan. You really did." You hear somebody in the back go, "That was me, not Cernan." And he goes, "Shut up, I wasn't talking to you. You did a good job, kid." Is there anything else that you guys want to do? But you both get to add, Cernan, you get to add 10. Misty, you get to add 25 gold.
Sweet. And that wasn't even my downtime.
I'm counting that as downtime.
Oh, okay. I figured I would have pulled off some other jobs since then, but that's all right.
I'll give you like I'll give you like a heisting one, like where you steal some jewelry from some rich lady.
It doesn't matter. I got plenty of money.
You just steal it for fun now.
Yeah.
Where is the Tango Double Cernan's cash?
Actually, is
That
there anywhere that sells like magic items?
So
I'm thinking
You would-
like I want like a super dagger.
mhm. So there isn't anywhere directly around y'all that specifically sells magic items. You'd have to go out further,
Okay.
a little bit further away from Troll Skull Tavern.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm not. Yeah, I just thought about it. I thought it'd be neat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, I basically, like I said,
Well, hold on,
following.
Craig. Hold on, it's Craig's turn right now. Don't take Craig's thunder.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I mean, if that's my downtime, I'm basically just following him around to make sure he's okay.
Okay. Craig, is there anything else?
So good at stealth, he becomes Craig.
Sorry, I'm eating chips and salsa.
Sounds nice.
This shit's juicy.
Like I was saying, Cernan was going to be studying for his first week and then trying to do whatever, like, odd gentry jobs he can pick up for his second week. So he's still trying to kind of get in with the crew. So I'm guessing seems to have Misty's support, though it's real hard to tell with Misty deliberately. He's trying to get into his Dabble's good graces. So anything else that he can do there.
Does Cernan know like how high up I am in the organization?
Not a clue.
Okay.
He knows you're vaguely involved.
Yeah. Like what? Like like off the top of your head, Cernan. What would you? Well, not Cernan. Craig. Would you say Cernan would know about who's in charge?
No, that's where he wants to get into. He can kind of figure out the hierarchy.
Mhm.
He knows he's not. He's obviously figured out Dabble's in charge of blading the boys because Dabble gave him an order, so he's working his way up the ladder.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then, like when I popped down and basically told them to stand down.
I gather that you're above them and that I obviously know you, so
Yeah.
I can get you in a good mood, which hasn't happened yet. He was see if we can bump you for information.
One can hope.
So, do Do you,
Is-
as Craig, know where I am in the order?
I think you said you were like second in the city.
I'm basically it's basically me and Dabble.
like Misty's probably his like right hand woman.
Yeah,
Right.
like second command.
Yeah.
Does Dabble know that Misty and Cernan have any connection beyond just being at the same bar right now?
So
That's a good question.
wait, say that again?
Does Dabble know that
So
Misty
you
and I
two
are
are together?
just like traveling partners? And
He knows everything about y'all at this moment. Not everything exactly, but I'm just saying the contact at which you two have had
mhm.
and the parameters of those meetings being in front of others in Tarums openly.
Okay. Does he know about us riding the bucket down to the dungeon?
So every time you two would go down together, he's literally standing, looking at you, leaning over the handrail with his arms kind of together with his hands and fingers crossed. And he's gingerly leaning against the handrail, watching the two of you descend down into the darkness together. Every single time you've gone together, he's
Okay, we know
watched.
there's some connection.
Correct. You two are clearly traveling together at some nature. And he trusts Misty about as far as he trusts his dagger from his throat. So you're more at arm's distance. Which he can kill you a lot easier that way. But he's not gonna, don't worry. Not if he has to. Then he'll get Misty to do it.
Yep.
Test
Not
her.
a question. Not a question.
Test her loyalties. She's
Not a
shot her
question.
best friend. I don't think she will think.
Not a
twice.
question.
Quote another dungeon master. You can certainly try.
Yeah, seriously. Yield.
You'll never see me coming.
So I am gonna say this to everybody. Is there anything else that any of you would like to do? I think Lesra hasn't had a turn. Like Jason, I don't think you've had a turn.
Yeah, I haven't. I was the last on the initiative roll.
Okay, cool.
I would, real quick, I guess if Lesra's makes potions or whatever, I'd like to actually buy some
Yeah,
or get some.
Leslie will sell discounted healing potions to the party.
Yeah. Pro tip: give Lesra resources.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Leslie would be happy to sell you some healing potions at a far below market price.
Okay.
But that is not what Leslie is trying to do at the moment. Leslie is trying to go to Steam and Steel to get
Alright.
rid of some of the crap that she has in her backpack.
All right. I'm gonna have to go to prices.
You may have to make up some of the prices for this.
I'm listening.
Yeah, I have 60 yards of manicore hide.
I have a bunch too if you want to take that.
I'm just selling it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you
I mean,
How-
want to take whatever.
you
I
could
think I
have
just have
pots
one.
for the poor.
Yeah.
I think I
I'll-
have one.
Yeah, okay, I'll take the one off your character sheet and I'll give you some money for it too.
I don't care.
Okay. So I have 90 yards of manicore hide.
Okay.
and 6 mana core spikes.
So the 6 mana core spikes, you're gonna get at least 10 gold for.
10 gold for all 6.
No, for each.
Oh, nice. Okay.
The only reason is because they can be used and ground down.
Oh yeah, for daggers, whatever.
Yep.
I'll trade
They
you
have
one
a
of the mana
paralytic
core spikes
poison.
for one of the mana core spikes for one for the hide.
You want one of my mana core spikes?
Yeah, because I already have one.
Yeah. Okay. Here you go. So I
Okay, cool.
only have 5 to sell. So that's 50 gold.
So if you have enough of the mana core hide, you could basically make like almost like spiked leather.
I don't need it though. Cause I'm in halfway.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody wanted this for any armor, so I'm gonna sell it.
Did I only just give you like just 4 mana core hides?
I think you gave me 6, and I split them up across different people, but I only have 3 right now.
Okay.
And I gave you one. And you gave me a spike.
Yeah, so I have 3 mana core hides on me. When I peeled the mana cores, you gave me 6, but I couldn't carry them all. They're 30 pounds a piece.
They're 30 pounds a piece.
That's what you told me.
I'll give you 30 gold a pop.
Whoa.
Okay, so that's 9. So that's 100 gold. Nice.
Damn.
I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty awesome.
Get this weight off of me, literally. Ask him if he wants any used javelins. Am I talking to Avi, or which one am I talking to?
Oh yeah, you'd be talking to Avi. Avi's very social. He's the water genasi.
Yeah.
He says, Lesra, I'll be happy to take these off of your hand. I can use these in many different ways, and I can sell them in markets far and wide. I have many different vendors who could easily take this. So I'd be happy, more than happy, just to take this off your hands for an easy, fair price. Do you have any more?
Are we talking about javelins now?
Mm-hmm.
I have 7 to sell.
Okay.
If he gives me a good price, we'll see what his price is.
Why do I have a piece of chewing leather?
He says, I'll give you 2 silver pieces per javelin.
Oh.
What was that?
The 50 silver a piece to buy them.
Not according to here. At my where I am, it says I sell them for 5 silver pieces per javelin.
Better hold on to that shit.
Yeah, I think I'll hang on to my javelin. And you can have the hide and the spike.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Have a good day.
You too, my friend.
And then the other thing Leslie would do is check in with the church, because it's been a minute.
You go to the church, and I'm just gonna say this because I think it's funny. Father Thomas stands in prayer at the door, and he says, "Go with peace, and come with peace in your heart. What brings you, sister?" What troubles you, sister?
I just don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
All seek to find peace in their hearts and peace in their life. Is there anything that you've been doing recently?
Doing a lot
Yeah.
of things.
Well, come. Let us sit in prayer. He takes you over to a bench. And he sits you down, and he motions with his hand. And a man and a woman come out with a plate. And in front of them, they have these large bowls, and they bring them over to the table and they set them out. And they start to place items and food in front of you. Pieces of bread with some butter. You see an individual, the male, places the cup and pours water, fresh water, into the cup. And the lady steps up and she pulls out a bit of meat, a ham, and a bit of an apple. And she begins to slice. And she places the meat and the apple in front of you and in front of Father Thomas. And he says, please, with prayer, let us pray together. And he begins to eat. He says, peace, go to those who share meals and find forgiveness and redemption. Everyone goes on their own path, their own journey. That's why the churches allow clerics and paladins and those of faith to travel and to seek out the divine and the righteous in this world. Some, myself, choose to stay here in this church. I love it. It's a beautiful life here. And then there are others who seek a different type of journey, self-discovery. This happens quite often. You have a journey in front of you. It can be testing at times, but every journey and path leads through chaos and weeds and misery. But in the end, we all meet peace. In our way, clarity and serenity find those in the afterlife.
Okay.
You misunderstand. You seem confused. Allow me to better give purpose. You're seeking answers, correct? You're looking for the simple be all to end all. You give an answer and you ask a question and you get a simple answer. Life never works out this way. It is up to us to find it, to find that peace. For you, it is something else. And for you, it is to help those along the way. You may not see it yet. You may not know it. But the journey at which you travel every foot you place upon this earth, this soil, every foot you travel, every soul you touch, every life you save, that is peace. That is serenity. You seem like you're struggling.
I guess you're basically telling me I need to find the peace within myself about what I'm doing.
You just seem very bothered by what it is that's going on with you. I thought that everything was good. You left here quite some time ago, and you honestly haven't been back for almost what seems like, I would say, 4 months. I heard that you had found peace in this Troll Skull Manor and started your own clinic, healing those who may be afflicted with minor perils or diseases and healing those of their wounds.
Yeah, and I love that part of my life. The part of my life that I'm not sure that I love is going down into the dungeon and murdering tons of things.
Oh. Oh.
You know, I'm murdering things that can think and feel and talk.
Yes, but are those things intentionally trying to hurt and kill you?
Yes, yeah, for the most part.
So, rationally speaking, are you're defending yourself?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, but I mean, I'm choosing to go into the dungeon. So, I mean,
What?
yes, I am defending myself once I go into the dangerous dungeon.
Mhm. Why do you go down there?
I don't know. To protect my friends, protect people that kind of took me in. I don't know why I go down there.
Does it make you happy? Knowing that they're safe?
Yeah.
Then it finds you peace.
I suppose it does. Well,
Safety and security in one's friends and family is an honorable desire. It's a life worth living. Don't question whether or not you're supposed to be doing what you're doing. It sounds like what you're doing is correct. Yes, you, from what it sounds like, you're defending yourself. But you know what's right and what's wrong. You've been raised that way. You have purpose. If you see something wrong, stop it. If you see something good, help it. If you see something evil, kill it. And send it on its way to peace.
and
If you're going to be out in that world, you need to understand that not everything is going to be your friend. Not everything is going to be so peaceful. He starts to motion to the food. Please, eat. Take some. Give it to your friends. There's apple slices, bits of bread and butter. Do we have any cheese? Sorry, sir, we're out of cheese. We ran out. We gave it to the poor. I understand. Anyway, Lesra, sister, It's good seeing you once more. I do need to tend to other things.
I understand. I hope you have a good evening.
Take care. And find peace. Don't keep stressing yourself out too much over it. And if something does bother you, please come back and feel free to eat with me and speak with me.
Okay. I appreciate that.
The door is always open, and if I am not here, there are others.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave because that was super creepy. I don't say that to the priest though, but I'm just Westbrook gets out of there as quickly as she possibly can.
I'd like to do one thing before we move on. Since I have the mana core spikes, is there someone that could make those into daggers?
Not as of right now.
Okay.
I mean, if you took them in week 1, you could probably have them by week 2.
No,
they're going to be more like needles. Little like basically when the mana core spikes are meant to be turned into like rapiers.
That's fine. That's good.
Is there anything else anybody would like to do? All right. Are you guys okay to take a 10 to 15 minute break here while right before we go ahead and transition to everybody going back into the dungeon?
All right, we're back.
All right. Well, thank you for reconvening, everybody, and sticking with us through our little break. Well, party arrives at the Yawning Portal, and there's all of the familiar faces. Yagra, the half-orc, who all of you will know as Durnan's kind of muscle within the tavern that usually sits near the door. As a familiar face to all.
As always, I buy her the next round.
She smiles and rubs your hair and says, Suchi, my friend. It's always a pleasure to see you enter that door. And she kind of like pats you on the back. Says, whenever you're ready for that rematch, I'm ready.
Well, as
And, like,
always,
smiles.
I'm always right for it. Seeing as I only have the right hand now.
Yeah. And
I just saw in my notes that is one of my allies.
Yep. You would know that Yagra is probably like 4th or 5th of importance. Like, she used to, like, basically it was Yagra and then Davil. Now it's Yagra, you, Davil.
Gotcha. Very cool.
Because, like, Yagra's afraid to go to jail, where you're like, I've been to jail a few times.
I almost got killed.
Yeah. I almost got hung a few times, set on fire, stabbed repetitively while in prison. Good times. You all descend after paying your gold.
Yeah, so we gotta mark off another gold, don't we?
Damn it. Well, let me ask you this: do any of you want to speak to any of the characters within the yawning portal?
No, Lazarus throws her gold in the cup and jumps in the bucket.
Done deal. Done deal.
But
I-
anybody else can talk to whoever they want.
I'm gonna talk to Cernan right before we get in, and just say, hey, you know, you're doing a good job. We'll see what we can do to get you in, you know, into the organization. And the only reason I dropped down to the other day was just to make sure that you were okay.
Shit.
And then I'll gold and.
You jump. You throw your gold in the bucket. You jump in.
Yep.
Go to the other bucket. Okay. So, all of you toss your coin in, and you place your left or your right foot in this simple pail. You going down so many times now, you know exactly how to put your foot in there to be comfortable for this descent.
Did we
What?
do the hokey pokey? Did we
Like
do
you
the
turn
hokey
yourself
pokey?
around, stick your butt, and put your foot in the bucket.
I just realized now that Giacomo's not here.
Yeah, nobody to make us laugh.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I'd like to take 10 gold and bet we come back alive.
Whoa.
That's a big bet.
yeah. All right. So you want to take a 10 gold bet that you're gonna come back alive? Okay. All right. So
I'm gonna kill him first.
PvP. I condone it. No, I don't.
All those potions Liz
I'm not okay with it.
disappeared. I don't know what happened.
So you descend again 20, 30, 40, you're in darkness. 50, 100. It feels like eternity as it's slowly descending. And that's what makes it even more kind of like scary every single time. Like going up, you're like, come on, go up faster, faster, faster. And descending, you know what lie beneath. You know the impending darkness.
I just pull out my little light bright shield and I'm good. I'm good with the dark.
Yeah, you say that.
Your
But-
light right shield.
My light bright. You suck. It's a giant U on the front of like little pins that he pokes in. That she pokes in. It's like, one's a unicorn.
Hey, it's continual flame. I can make it say whatever I want.
So, the bucket clatters to the floor, pushes a bit of dirt and sand, and you see bits of bone and blades and wood and all sorts of odd ends and things. A little doll's hand sticks out of the dirt, a little wooden blade with half-broken wooden handle. You see a bent gold piece with a hole through the center. All sorts of little things, just tokens and trinkets. And aligning on the wall, on all sides, again, are familiar shields. You guys, I'm gonna start you guys off here. Okay? What are you laughing for? Stop laughing at me!
Are we starting?
You're starting back at the entryway. So you
Okay.
can go wherever you guys want. Alright? So there's... I'm going to do a quick little click by for everybody. So just to kind of show you the places that you haven't gone. Exhibit 1. Exhibit 1 is in between room 29 and nowhere. There's here. Okay? There's this one with the slanted corridor. There's section number 2. Alright, so this area over here.
Are we still on the first floor?
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
so there's this area over here. Okay, there's also the areas kind of right here that you haven't gone. Right in this area.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's also down this corridor here.
I vote that we go one of the places that we haven't been to.
Well, of course. I say we go toward like 27 and then go right.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay. Yes. So the last corridor that I clicked on.
The one, yeah, the bottom, like between 27 2060. Somewhere down there.
I mean,
Any one of those, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
if you want, we can always avenge Giacomo and take on a giant worm.
Not take on a giant worm just yet.
We just won't go into the room.
Can I stab Suchi right in the carotid artery?
So I just want to let everybody know.
I'm just
I just
kidding.
want to let everybody know you're all level 6 characters. That is at least a quarter of your level of experience. If you start killing each other now, one of you is going to get to level 7 by at least tonight. I'm joking.
Kill Suchi.
Action, I shove Misty with my shield.
Misty is now level 7. He's killed the rest of the body.
2 daggers.
Get through at
From
tonight,
behind.
and then right at the last 10 minutes, somebody murder everybody, and then you immediately level up.
Behind. Kill Suchi.
So where are we going down to?
27. Over by 27 and 2060.
Right here, I'm going to click on it again.
Action,
Down this
I
corridor.
shove.
Yeah.
Okay.
Action, I shove.
So basically, what happens is you go through those 2 double doors and down, and you see that hallway
Yep.
that has all the candles.
Misty
Yep.
is now level 7.
To your right, you pass by that, and go to your left, and down past
He's killed
that
the rest of the
extra
body.
dimensional space where Lezra
2
actually
daggers.
saw
Get through at least
uh,
tonight, and then
the
right
man, the myth, the
the
legend
last 10 minutes,
himself.
somebody murder everybody,
Oh,
and then you immediately
Uh-huh.
level up.
And you had a good
Behind.
kind of singing poetry
So where
rhyme
are we
off
going
with
down
him.
to?
It was more like he kind of did.
27.
And you kind of just
over
sat
by
there and was like,
27
what the
and
fuck?
2060.
Right here.
And,
Action,
down this
I
That is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Okay. I did give a bit of information. If you were able to pick any of it up, good job on you. If not, well, I guess you can always watch the video over again.
Where am? Let's see. Can you move me down there? I don't.
Yeah, brother, I got you, dude. I'll
Okay,
get
cool.
you. Don't you worry about a thing.
Yeah. And you know, obviously, I'll be first to around and go through.
Bam.
Except dying. Always worry about dying in this game.
Shoot.
So I am gonna let you guys know that Giacomo did not show up.
yeah.
You guys meet up. he was unattended. All right. So you guys round this corner. David, you're a rune knight. Which runes do you have active? If you have any at all? I need to know if you're slapping any on, or if you're just letting them float.
Actually, one sec.
Leslie cast aid on Misty and Cern and herself.
Cool.
So actually, I have this nice little black scarf that I like to wrap around my head whenever I'm in town. Had it since I first appeared in Waterdeep. And one thing you'll notice is that there's a nice little marking on it. It first appears to be yellow, but anyone who takes a closer look and who is familiar with magic will notice it's not normally yellow. That is my
So-
first rune.
Wait,
Is that your stone?
Eight is what? 5?
It's five to your hit point total, not temporary.
Okay, 5 total. Okay, cool.
Yeah. It gives you 5 extra HP. It stacks with all temporary.
Couldn't remember.
Yeah.
So you all come to an abrupt end at this large wooden door with metal kind of inlaid to kind of solidify a solid wooden door to kind of give that extra strength of steel. You go over and you see that it has this older barred lock with like, it would be easy if you had a lock picking kit or a tumbler's kit. Misty, don't you notice it's locked?
Working on it. Hold on.
I got M&Ms. Don't judge.
I don't do locks.
13.
It's easy. It's just 3 simple tumblers. You easily pop them up and down, and you hold them in just the right angle and turn the lock. And there you see this rather large room, and this what appears to be hole, this massive square pit, this 10 by 10 foot pit, almost in the somewhat center of the room. And
24 to quietly open the door and...
oh, it's a
look
30 foot. It's a 30 by 30 foot wide. The from the ceiling onto the western walls is carved into the ceiling is this large fresco. You see an open pit in the middle of the room. Sorry, it is 30. I mean, it is 10 square feet. I was right. I'm sorry. And you can hear someone or something moving around inside this 10-foot square pit.
in the pit.
Okay. Yeah. Can you roll me a perception check?
Yeah, 24 to sneak in, and then I will peek over the edge with a... that'll work. 21.
You look over. Move yourself up. Oh wow, they updated again.
Let's see, where am I? God, I got this little tiny screen now. My laptop has like a...
You look down
like a 10-inch screen.
and you see a man. This individual adorned in half plate mail. It seems as if most of their possessions and belongings have been stripped from them. But this individual carries this what appears to be a cord with a symbol on it. You can't really make out exactly what it is, but they're holding something. And they're walking around in a circle. What are you going to do?
Does he have weapons?
You
Like
notice
said,
that it's a
most of the
half
stuff's
elf.
gone.
You notice that they have pointy ears. Their skin is gaunt and frail. They look almost dead, like in nature. They look starved, dehydrated. Their lips are cracked. And you just hear them just walking around.
I will send a message to Lesra and say, hey, I think there's someone in here that... Well, first off, with that 21 roll, do I see anything else around here?
Yeah, actually you do. You actually see what appears to be a door over here. And also this. Congratulations, dude. You found the secret door.
Oh, nice. But no enemy, like no one...
There's
no
one else in here. It seems as if this entire area has been completely just left completely abandoned. Just the slight murmurs and little cries from down in the hole are heard. As you look down, as you like peer down, it's 30 feet deep, dude. Like, this dude fell far, and there's like clear evidence that he's tried to climb out, but he can't. But like, he cannot.
Okay, I will message Lesra, say, hey, I think there's someone in this room. There's a big giant hole in the floor, and I think there's somebody that might need us, but you especially.
Okay. So Leslie will hear that message and she'll relay it to the other people in the party, and she'll go into the room and she'll let them make up their own minds whether, but she'll go and look down the hole. Can I use my previous perception check that I rolled that I didn't use for anything?
Yeah.
Okay, so 23, did I see anything in
You
the
most
hole?
certainly do. You see a man down at the bottom of the hole. He's wearing what appears to be semi-plate mail that's been beaten and battered and kind of ripped apart. It's completely unusable. But this individual clutches within the palms of their hands with a broken rope. You notice that it is some type of pendant of some type. And they're clearly walking around with their head bowed, clutching this pendant in the palm of their hand.
So
and
I
murmuring some words.
call down to them and I'm like, do you need help getting up out of there?
So you call up, and this individual immediately looks up with up to you. When they do, it's very, very slow. Like, this person has clearly been down here for who knows how long. There is no food, no water. Their lips are dry and cracked. Their facial features are sunken and hollow. Their eyes are sunken and cold.
Okay.
Their hair is long, and their teeth are dirty. Their clothes are covered in dirt, and it looks like their head has been smacked in a couple of times.
Well, now I'm not sure if I want to rescue this person at all. But
No,
I'm still going to, because that's what Wesley would do. So Wesley is going to take a javelin and wrap some rope around it and throw the javelin down a hole to try and get it to an anchor point. And then hold the rope so that they can climb up.
Don't you have like that detect good and evil thing?
I have detect trap.
Wait, hang on. I have one of those. Dungeon Master 23. What do I smell of him?
you smell dirt, blood. You smell the smell of decay and stench, and there's something metallic in the air. You don't know if it's iron or copper or steel, but the raw smell of just that earth is in your nose, permeates deep.
Leslie's like, fuck this, and she throws the rope down the hole.
Okay. So you leave him down there?
Well, I gave him 50 feet of rope. He can figure it out.
Oh, peace.
So
Shouldn't we have
this
anchored that somewhere?
how far did you basically allow them to get up?
As soon as you start getting all creepy, I dropped the rope. I was like, nope, not doing this. Nope, no. So he's got a javelin and 50 feet of rope, but he didn't get very far, if any, up.
So this individual hits the ground, right? And you hear him go, "Oh, what? Why? I don't understand. You leave me down here. You try and help me, and you." At least give me water or food. Something.
I throw him down the serving of rations.
You see him begin to eat and say, "Thank you. Thank you, Joaquin. You've heard my prayers.
Oi.
Thank you." And you immediately see him reach into his pocket and say, for one ration, here. And instantly he chucks it up to you with all of his might. And he says,
"Does it make it?"
It's just, it gets. You know what? I'll throw it. I'll actually do it. Let's see if he has the strength. Let's make this a funny moment. Yeah, he's good. So he throws it up, and it lands up at the top, and he says, I have 2 more of that. If you have water and at least some music, something to entertain me.
I took the money.
Did he say lead? Was he following us?
Water. Do you have any water? Please help me up.
Not coming to ration.
Well, he threw the silver piece. He says, that's for, that's fair exchange. 1 ration for a silver piece, I believe. That's all I,
Yeah,
I can
that's mine
trade.
now.
Sakes, he's giving us. Oh, screw this. Dungeon Master, I just climbed down.
You have climb?
Yep.
As a human.
I go werebear.
Oh, jeez.
Oh god.
Poor
Okay.
guy.
How does everybody feel about him straight up like David, please, if you would describe what happens. You're just
I'm gone.
completely
I
like
grabbed that silver piece and I'm out.
Yeah, I'm just I'm watching. I'm watching at this point because I don't mess with Suchi when they're in the werebear form.
Mm.
So I'm gonna let you know, David, that this guy is not. He's not giving a sense of like there's not much evil in this guy, is what you're getting. Like there's evil present, yes, but it's not because of him. There's
Yes,
something bad
Misty.
going on, but it's not because of him.
There's evil, but it's not him. Yeah, that's great.
It's the one that you've been partnered up with for a long time.
X, Y, and Z amount of time. That guy, like, let's just say Misty's worse than this guy.
But I know Misty.
So you get, you hook out, and you go full werebear.
That was a gift.
You climb down the hole, and immediately this guy holds out his holy symbol. And he says, "Back off, you foul creature! Don't hurt me!"
Just hold on.
Ah!
I throw
Don't
him
eat me.
over my backpack and I start climbing back up.
The moment you pick him up, he's super light, dude. This guy weighs probably like 22 pounds. It's like picking up like a jug of milk.
Oh my god.
Jeez Louise,
Okay.
are elves always this light? Or does Giacomo need a diet?
Elves are light,
Not that light.
but not this light.
This guy is
Skeleton weight more than
this
that.
guy is emaciated.
Yeah. So like all of his motions are genuinely slow. His eyes are sunken in. His teeth are nasty. And you get all the way up to the top, and his breath smells like death, dude. And you get him up there, and you set him down, and he sits down at the top, and he's like laying there somewhat kind of like out with his like holding himself with his hip and holding on to his knee a bit and sitting in a crouching position. And there you can see it as he's leaning over. All of these bruises along the back, okay, and down his arms and along the back of his head, and you can see these parts of his skull have been broken
Ugh.
and smashed in. And you can see it now in his back. This guy's been stabbed a lot.
This is why I didn't want to rescue this creepy dude.
And he's sitting there
Hmm.
and he looks at you and he says, thank you. I've been down there for quite some time. I came down here with some companions. Have you seen and you see it. Part of his hand has rotted away.
Ew.
Yeah, can we kick him
His
back?
flesh. He says, I mean you no harm. I woke up I don't know exactly the length of time, but I've been down in that pit for quite some time.
You know how to get back up to the surface?
From here? No. But I'm sure once I find the people who killed me, I'll just find my way out eventually.
Who killed you? What the heck?
So what are you exactly?
I'm Haleth Gark. I'm a human. I mean, I'm half elf. I worship Joaquin. My party, the fine fellows of Daggerford. I've been traveling with them for quite some time. It's a group. We heard that there were many witches down here. God, my ribs. I think one of them broke when I fell.
Oh, jeez.
Did you say he was dead?
This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay, there's a dagger comes out of the shadow and hits him right in the head.
Oh, shit.
You okay?
Protection. It's a reaction.
Really?
No, what are you doing, man?
What Leslie kicks him down the shaft.
No, I've got him right on me.
Okay.
now.
Please. Fuck you!
Yeah.
I'm still talking to him. You do it.
You can talk to him in the shaft.
Fuck you!
We're not
He
doing.
says,
We're not
you're
doing
fucking
with
pieces
it.
of shit. All
Leslie-
of you.
Is he
Leslie
back in the
ta-
shaft?
Leslie takes
Yeah, he's at the
out
bottom.
Hold
Leslie
on.
Jesus Christ. I climb back down.
Nope. Westbrook takes out a bottle of oil and starts pouring it on him.
No, stop. I will.
And then Leslie takes out her tinderbox and lights a torch. And then Leslie
I
throws
will
the
tell your
torch.
God if you keep doing this. I will tell your
Leslie,
God.
Leslie throws the torch at the bottom and lights him on fire.
Oh no.
I see the soul searching in the downtime really paid off.
So,
Telling your God. He didn't even finish talking.
I just heard dead. And I didn't
Yep.
like that.
so
Yep.
you set Haleth Gark on fire as he screams at the bottom of the pit. Eventually, the oil goes out. His body lie crisp and calm on the floor. The rotting stench of the room fills.
Sure.
What do you guys do?
Okay, let's get out of here. Let's take the secret door here.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'm the only one that's seen the secret.
you go
I'm
over
over
here.
higher than you.
No. I'm going back down in the pit.
Okay.
What? For what?
How scorched is he? Is his clothing all gone, or what is that?
Everything of his that was left there is now completely in dishevel and gone.
What are you doing?
The rations and food have burnt up like dry tinder in the sun. You've got nothing but like little bits of, I would say, like steel for buckles and bits and clasps here and there, and a holy symbol of his god that lay on his rotted, semi-burnt corpse.
Good. I
Not my god.
I lay the body.
Not my god.
David, what do you do?
I lay his body the full as much as I can in this. Well, you said 10 feet. I laid his body out. Place his holy symbol on his chest, and I take another one of my spare vests and just cover the body.
So, are you doing this at the bottom of the hole?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to do something so bad, but I know if I say it, do it.
What? Go ahead. No, go ahead. You can say it.
Nope.
I will let you say it with a free pass.
2 daggers straight at Sushi down the bottom of the pit.
Do it.
No, I can't.
As I climb out the pit, I'm just going, "What is wrong with you girls?" It's like, at least let him finish his last words.
Hey, he said I'm dead a couple different times. I'm not letting him finish his last word.
Yeah.
Might have
Not
been
at all.
poetry for all you knew, you maniac.
No. Mm-mm.
Where's Giacomo when you need him?
I'll go towards the secret door.
Stern is just shaking his head and staring at the pit and the ladies.
Yeah, I'll make my way to the secret door. Open it up. Or at least look at it. Open it up. Beep, beep.
You go over to this secret door. You notice that it is like a stone slab that moves just so and slides and shifts into position, and it rolls out of way, and it leads down a twisting, winding tunnel.
Cool. I like that.
Go ahead and start moving yourself further down.
Yeah. Let me roll something.
As
Well,
all of y'all slowly move away from the from where the
17.
guy was in the hole, you slowly hear him say, "They betrayed
I'm not
me.
dead. I'm not dead yet.
They betrayed me.
I think I'll go for a walk.
Merely a flesh wound."
DM.
Mm-hmm.
Since one of the parties just killed that dude, do we get experience?
I don't know, do we?
We'll find out at the end.
Hold on, did I get this wrong? Oh my god, this whole room is filled with the... Sorry. 37. There's a sorry, I totally screwed this up. Actually, the room is actually has a map. It has map carvings in it. This elaborate image is across the section of the map. Thunder Mountain. It depicts what is clearly Mount Waterdeep and the City of Splendors at the top. The 23 hollowed out dungeon levels stack below it. Each dungeon level has its own stylistic side view, but no names or details are included to suggest that a level is called or what it contains. 3 features stand out. Next to the 3rd level is a base relief of a flaming skull. Next to the 16th level is a base of a comet. Next to the 23rd, the lowest level, the base of a tower of a tiny rune engraved above it.
Do any of us recognize the rune?
Do you go and look closer?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll check out the carvings while
The first thing you notice
Eric's
about
murdering.
each thing that you notice, the flaming skull, the comet, and the tower, they're buttons.
That's interesting.
Okay.
Can I try and to investigate it so that I might remember it later to write it down?
Sure.
Okay. So now also wants to take a closer look. So is that investigation or perception?
Perception.
Glad you said that.
And I'll say that the mural is going to be over here on the western wall.
Okay, so. Alright, I rolled a 20 on perception, and it's like she got a 24 on investigation. What do we see?
Yeah, so based off of what you're seeing, these buttons, they press in, but there's nothing on the mural where like there's like a hole or a pocket or anything that would pop out or anything like that. You just notice that there are these buttons that inlay with just these little different levels for what seems like some microcosmic scale map of this entire dungeon. And yet, sitting at the 3rd level is a button with a flaming skull on it. Sitting on the 16th level is a comet. And on the 23rd, the lowest level, is a tiny tower with a tiny little engraved rune right above it.
Can I? Yeah, as I say, can I read the rune? Look.
So you go to read the rune, and it's roll me a history check, or roll me a Arcana check. David, if you'd like to assist, you can.
It's a plus 6 level. 16. Arcana.
A nice little 8 for me.
Okay.
For assistance.
So it's truly unique. You've never seen this before. Not just that, but it's so small, it's very hard to really make out in great detail. And it's blurry. This is just a depiction of something that might be greater, potentially beyond. But nonetheless, it is a button meant to be pressed. It's not a, true, object at which you're supposed to take with you or a souvenir within high detail. This is just a simple depiction of stone and whatever may lie beneath. Do you press it?
No, Snowden says, stand back, takes a step back from the map and casts Mage Hand. And the Mage Hand presses the flaming skull.
The moment that the hand presses the flaming skull, how far back are y'all from it?
I was saying I backed up 10 feet, so 10 feet.
Alright, move yourselves that far. Suchi takes you even further back.
I
The
was
moment
in that secret hallway, by the way.
Yeah, she's like, she just, yeah.
you hear, the moment that you press the button, you hear this voice say in common, fill the room. Gate access to Star Dock level 16 only.
I don't know what that means.
We can't hear it. I don't think.
Do you press it again?
Okay, so press the flaming skull to access to 16.
So you press the flaming skull. It says gate access to skullport disabled.
In the world?
The fuck is going on?
Weirdest fucking elevator ever.
As we hear the voice, is anything happening in the hole in the shaft by us?
You hear the creaking and groaning of someone moving around in the hole. And you hear, fucking assholes.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna use my Mage Hand to press all 3 buttons. And then
So-
listen to the shaft.
You hear gate access to Hallisters star dock skullport disable next level 3 only disabled.
Cernan.
Pressed all 3 of them at the same time, so I literally just tried to rep test like.
Well, he only has one mage hand, so he's got to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
I feel like pressing every button on the elevator just to see what happens to the dude in the hole.
So each time you press 1, when you press the comment, you hear gate access to Star Dock from level 16 only. When you press the tower, you hear gate access to Hallister's Tower from level 23 only. And when you press the flaming skull, you hear gate access to Skullport disabled.
I'm going to turn to Suchi and say, "Didn't the elf want to go to Skullport or something?"
Look at Cern and I'm just like, Happy Flem so slap. I spoke to Cernan in Celestial. Should we tell the others?
Okay, I do have Celestial. I feel like would the others be able to hear the voice? It says from the DM description it was pretty loud.
I'm all the way around the corner.
So Cernan, you hear at the bottom of the hole, you hear, please, if you find them, kill them. Please. One's a shield dwarf named Copper Stormforge. There's 2 humans. Midna.
Name what?
Rex. Oh, now y'all care, now that you've fucking set me on fire!
What's her name?
I think we set anybody on fire.
Why don't you just let me out of the hole and let me find him and kill him myself?
I'm asking the DM, what is the name that you said?
You need to ask him again and show interest.
I'm asking you as the DM what the name was.
Midna.
Okay, and that was a shield maiden or something? What'd you say?
All he told you was 2 humans.
This is just from my notes. I'm not even there. I don't.
I understand. I'm just telling you. Okay, cliff notes are 1 person is a shield dwarf. Okay. If you didn't hear the name, I know you said Midna, so I'll give you that one. But if you want to know more, you're gonna have to go back and talk to him.
Once again, I didn't hear any of this because no one else is writing that. So.
Cernan presses the flaming skull one more time, then deactivates Mage Hand and starts heading towards the secret door.
Gate access to Skullport disabled is what you hear, and y'all go through the secret doors. Secret doors!
No.
Thomas, can I roll an insight to what I heard from the pit?
Yeah. So basically, this person is, they're not, like, you're not getting, like, any bad vibes off this guy. Like this guy hasn't lied to you. Like, let's just be clear here. He's literally told you he's been killed. And he woke up who knows how long ago. And he's literally trying to tell you that some people killed him, and then you guys literally kicked him back down the hole and set him on fire and walked away.
He's been killed way too many times to be trustworthy.
Huh?
I'm dead.
What did you say, Jason?
He's been killed way too many times to be a trustworthy zombie.
Oh, he's not a zombie. Roll me a religion check.
I know he's not a zombie, I was joking.
Yeah, but just roll me a religion check. If any of you want to, I can tell you exactly what he is if you roll me a religion check.
He's in a hole, that's what he is.
Okay, I got a 23 on my religion check.
So he is based off of his features, based off of his motion and actions, yes, he is undead. But he is classified as a revenant. A revenant, you would know from your religious faith and studies, is an undead individual that has been murdered and or viciously killed brutally, unjustly, for no reason at all.
Shouldn't have gone down in the dungeon.
And something happened. Something happened. Okay. As he said, his companions killed him. And he is a cleric of Joaquin, of a lawful good god.
Yep.
And what happened is, you're not too sure, you just know that they left him here for dead. And his god brought him back to seek some form of justice, to get revenge on those that killed him. And you know that once a revenant has killed those that have done them wrong, and wrongfully killed them, that they themselves die and go to heaven, or their version of. So, kind of what you did was not a good thing.
No, but I still not fucking
But it's okay.
with the undead priest. No.
Yeah.
So just so we're clear,
But it's okay. It's okay.
It was a lie.
What you would do. He is undead, so he is dead. But he is in the in-between. It's questionable to some.
No, he's dead. It's not a question.
But yet he still retains his memory and yet soul. Moving on. You guys keep moving on. You move yourself into the darkness.
Yeah. And you,
So you guys go down further into this tunnel.
mhm.
The secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. This curved corridor is hidden behind the secret doors. Secret doors, and connects to a specific area. Can't tell you just yet. You notice that there is a lot of dust and footprints, suggesting that a lot of traffic comes through here.
I'll keep going forward.
Yeah, me too.
I guess I'll hold the rear.
All right.
And I'm gonna look back at Lazara and go, "Hey, stick back."
Yeah, I will.
And then I'll go. I'll move around. I guess like. Let's start here. Do I see anything?
As you continue further down, you see a door. What appears to be a secret hidden relief behind a door here.
Where? Like right where I am? Oh, down there?
Mm-hmm. All the
Okay,
way at the end
yeah.
of the hallway.
Alright, I'll scooch down towards the hallway, and on the way, I will also check to make sure there's no traps. Like on the floor, like if I don't want to step on like a tile or something that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
You don't
want?
see anything.
Okay. I don't even need to roll for it.
Nope.
Okay.
There's no real cobwebs. It's like there's so much traffic, like footprints, that you can literally see where to walk.
What do the footprints look like?
Very small in some cases. You see a few bigger footsteps, maybe humanoid, maybe larger.
Okay.
They vary all over the place.
All right. But, okay, yeah. That's cool. I'll move down here.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that's a doorway.
Mm-hmm.
I will check the door.
Roll me an investigation check, please.
Alrighty. Let's see what we got going on here. Pick up. That is not good. That is an 11.
Hmm. So you check the door, and you definitely notice that based off of applying pressure gently and just kind of turning the lock and key or handle, you definitely know that it's definitely locked. The secret compartment or exit of some type is meant to be sealed, and they don't want people coming through.
I will try and unlock it.
Might as well cast guidance on this team.
Okay. So you get to add a d4.
Oh, I'm gonna need it.
And maybe I can aid you too. You own that one.
Mm.
No, it doesn't. I mean, that just means fail completely. I mean, I could roll a 4. I don't know if it's gonna matter.
So you start fiddling with the lock, and as you do, your main pin that you use to fiddle with all of the tumblers snaps.
Yeah.
In the lock, and immediately you are pissed.
Oh yeah.
This has only happened to you 6 times in your life. Now this is the 6th.
Okay, well, I mean, I can.
So how does the door open, DM?
Does it go in or out?
So based off of what you're looking at, there is something on the other side that is locking this door that pushes inward towards you from this side. So up at the top here, well, I can't even. Is there a drawing marker? Can I use this? So, oh, that's horrible. I'll see if blue works. There we go. So the door opens up from up at the top up here. You see that? So it opens up here, right? But closes along this wall here, along the back. So it like swings like this, right? Oh shit.
Yeah, no, I get it. So we can't really open the door from our side, like with
You can, but basically Misty is opening this from the back side and kind of like reverse tumbling it, like from like the opposite side, just kind of putting the key in. Can be done. Totally can. It's just she just accidentally broke her piece in there. But
sucked. I mean, I guess I could try again.
It's a wooden door.
You know what? I have a house key from the carriage driver many moons ago.
I'm gonna try and slide the house key in.
Yeah.
Alright. Roll. Let's just see if it works. What if the house key works? It's like the Skyrim key. This works in every lock.
No, 14.
No, it doesn't work.
Okay.
No, you stick it up to the hole and you're like click click. No,
I forgot I stole that from that guy.
Oh, fucking A. That's hilarious. You're like, no, damn it, wrong key. Fuck. Like, it's. So what are you guys gonna do? You're at this locked door.
I'm not strong at all, so I can't like bust anything open.
Thomas, can I pull out a tiny screwdriver and give it to Misty for my tinkering tool?
You can try.
Misty, try this. And I hand him a tiny little screwdriver.
Okay.
Sure.
I assume that DC is going up every time.
Especially for a tiny screwdriver.
I still have the rest of my stuff, but
I'm listening. Hey, dude, you might MacGyver this shit. You pull out like, you know, a pocket dagger and a switchblade and a tuning fork.
I'm gonna aid him too, so you can roll it twice.
It's 25.
Yeah,
It's 20.
25. So you guys see Misty take this like little mini screwdriver, and she's just like, "Fuck this shit," and just jams it in the lock and just turns it. You hear a, and then she's like, looks at like just like turns back at you. Like what's on Misty's face? She just unlocked this lock with a screwdriver after spending about 15 minutes with a lock, like a pick lock.
I'm chewing the piece of chewing leather I stole from the old man in the manor right now while I do this. I have the most weird shit in my inventory. And just kind of concentrating, and yeah, then I just go and get it open.
So the moment that you do, everyone, please roll me perception checks.
Okay. That got me scared for a second.
9.
better than rolling initiative.
Exactly.
16.
14. My passive.
God.
My passive. My passive is higher.
Bitch. God bless. My passive is higher too, but
I use my point of inspiration to reroll that. Hopefully something better comes up. Nope. Worse. It was worse. That's,
Still have inspiration.
yeah, I used the inspiration and it got worse.
Is that what it's used for?
To reroll, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that's what you see before you. You do see something strange, something very peculiar. Off in the distance, over here, you see something kind of sticking out just a little bit. This large statue of some type. It's a deformed granite statue that stands on the eastern side of this large stone column, facing towards the eastward staircase. You see that there's some other passageway over here, and that there is some other room as well. You get there, I'll say you can see like this. There you go. You see this massive room, almost 60 to 70 feet in size, and its ceiling goes far up, about 40 to 50 feet.
Ladies first.
You hear strange noises, the sounds of squabbling goblins off in the distant northern stretches of the halls. Off up here, over here in this direction. You hear,
And now that's mine! You get it pregnant!
you hear all these different things saying, what is it?
The big gears will get you if you don't listen to me! I'm taller than you and he's taller than me! You jerk!
You hear all these different things being said, going back and forth, coming from the northern hall, and many different sounds and voices. The smell is putrid on your nostrils. Your nose burns. Your eyes sting. This taste fills your mouth. It is disgusting. What do you all do?
I will sneak into the room.
Wrap my scarf over my nose.
Cernan will use prestidigitation to create like a nose gaze. We've got a pleasant smell just in front of his face, and then he's going to walk over and take a look at the statue.
Mm-hmm.
I will.
So-
yeah, 22 to sneak. I will sneak around this way, and then ready in action.
So you see a stairwell that descends downward here.
Okay.
You see a pathway here that leads around. I'm just going to give that to you. You see
Oh,
another
jeez.
one. You also see what
God.
appears to be a bugbear.
What?
see?
moving around.
A bugbear.
Yep, over here. They're just moving around. They're stupid and dumb. They literally don't see you.
Okay, I will. In that case, bless you.
Excuse me. Sorry.
As soon as I see the bugbear, I will actually duck down behind this little wall. Why is it not working? I will duck down to the wall. Get on, jerk. I want to move like. There you go. Yeah, I want to be right. And where's the bugbear to the left?
There is one right here.
Why is this stuff kind of stupid?
39B.
Okay, 39B. Okay, oh, in the other room. Okay. Alright. Oh, there's 3 of them in there. Okay. I thought you said they were coming from the stairwell. Okay, yeah, that's alright, that's fine. I'm gonna eventually make my way down to the bottom, like, eventually make my way down, like, to the bottom right corner. But that's gonna take a little bit.
Okay.
Like I said, Cernan's examining the statue.
So,
Ledward's gonna look down the stairs.
it continues down into darkness until it goes beyond your sight and purview.
This might be a way to get out of this level. Maybe.
And I'll mess. I guess I don't even see the bugbears, do I?
Nope,
Or did
not
I
from where you're at.
catch it? I didn't catch it.
You can
once, so-
smell them though.
Okay, and I'll like message and be like, that smell, that is a bugbear smell,
Mm-hmm.
and they're somewhere over here.
Do we want to go away from the bugbears, or do we want to attack the bugbears?
You know what I'm gonna do.
I was kind of pulling the whole part, you know.
What are you gonna do, guys?
Give me the word, boss. I hate bugs.
Sergeant, you down to kill some bugbears?
They're not real bears.
So as you guys are moving through the room
But
and kind of
Cernan's
being
still
like
trying to
talking,
Cernan's
as
still
soon
trying to
as you're-
activate the statue.
so no bullshit, this bugbear walks to the entrance, looks right at all of y'all, blinks, turns around, walks back, and says to his friends, "There's nobody out there, we're good." Goes back, sits down, grabs himself his ale, takes a big sip, crosses his arms, starts to fall asleep. I rolled a crit fail, guys. I legit rolled a crit fail to be able to see you guys. So it's like he just walks up, doesn't even see you. You're standing right in front of him.
Do they
He's
not have
stupid.
dark vision?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure they do. He's just stupid. You're like a
So,
A
do
leaf.
we want to attack these bugbears? They seem to not care about us.
no. They're just that one's just stupid.
I know.
They're just little trash.
I mean, if I saw that happen, I'd probably be like, okay, well, whatever. Might have to fight them later, but yeah, we could take the stairs.
Man, I'm just trying to get what do you?
DM, I rolled a natural 1 on trying to investigate the statue.
All you can tell is that it is made out of very fine granite, procured from very far away. How it got here is completely absurd. While you've been here, there have been absolutely zero deposits of granite and any mineral that matches this. And it's just so finely polished and sanded down to such a smooth degree that it almost appears to be as if it was like, just covered in wax and smooth to a fine finish. But
I'm offering that one. Thank you.
But you notice that there is this large section of the granite. It is completely just. It looks like a large section of the statue had been broken off at one point, and the artist saw what had come of this horrific outcome and attempted to try and fix it in some way by chiseling a new thing into the area, and all it did was just deform the whole granite statue. And it stands on this side of a large stone column that's facing towards facing eastward.
Okay.
It's facing this way towards the bugbears. And so Misty, do you keep moving up? You gonna try and get into some combato?
That's what it's good. Why is it good to go down the stairs?
No, I think I'm gonna. I guess if they didn't, if they weren't aggressive towards us.
It's not that they're not aggressive. It's just literally I rolled a critical fail. They just didn't see you.
No, I got you. I just know. I know we're gonna have to fight them eventually. But I guess I'll go towards the stairs. Because, if they didn't attack or anything, then there's no real point right now. I can kill them later.
Leslie's not feeling super murdery after kicking that guy down the well again.
Piece of shit.
But yeah, if they're not gonna if they're not coming after us, I won't. I could sneak all around and kill all. We could do that later. So I'll move towards the stairway. So I guess I don't know what are these squares.
I have no idea.
I guess I'll just be like, I'll just go towards the stair. I don't know.
Yeah, y'all start moving towards the stairs. So y'all descend now.
Yeah.
So
And I'll take the lead as normal.
And I'll slowly go down behind all y'all, hoping they attack us.
So line yourselves up at the base of where these shadows are, the base of where the darkness is. So right here. So line yourselves up how you would, however far it would be. Each square
I'll be first.
I will be.
I moved that so you did that.
I'll be 30 feet back from him.
I'll be first, and I'll be
16.
16. That stinks because it landed on a 6. It's so weird that I can roll a cocked die on D&D Beyond. It was either a 16 or a 6.
Leslie, you're 20 feet from Misty. Do you want to be further back?
20 feet? Okay, yeah, I want to do 30 feet. so that should be it. Right?
Mhm.
Okay.
And there you go. It's Misty first. Lesra. Alright. So. As you all slowly start to descend into the darkness, you come around a bend, and it continues to drop. 50, 80, 100, 200 feet, until you finally descend down into the darkness. And from there, that's where we're going to go ahead and end for tonight's game.
Alright.
To level 2?
Da, 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 da. You guys made it to level 2. Congratulations, guys.
Nice.
Nice.
Yay!
Yeah, you bastards. I didn't want you to go down there just yet. I want you guys to fight everything else.
I vote
I'll
for
miss such.
Oh,
I
oh
was
no,
so
we'll fight
heartbroken when you kicked that. When you kicked my friend down the hole. I love that guy.
We'll find him on the way out. I'm not worried. I didn't even kill Sushi.
We haven't made it back up yet, though, so he hasn't won the bet yet.
It's true. There's a lot. There's a lot to go.
Well,
Right.
for
Shouldn't we go back up for Giacomo?
well, hold on, guys. Yep. So if you guys want to head back up, you guys can. But for a wrap, just in case Ryan sees it and cuts us out, thank you for tuning into tonight's game of Waterdeep Dungeon of the Mad Mage. And please come and stick around for next time. I see we've got a few people that have kind of hung out. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And they made it to level 2, guys. That's so awesome. Congratulations.
Who's on the Old Dominion account?
I don't know. I think Ryan.
Let's
I'm
see
here.
who's playing. No, the actual account.
Yeah, there's like 9 people watching this.
Yeah, thank
go,
you guys for watching us.
we
I hope you
should
guys have been
go-
enjoying.
We should go raid somebody.
Yeah, we should, Ryan. Just
Okay,
heard
so-
you ending now. Say bye. We already did, my friend. We already said bye. You should let us raid somebody or something. Hope you guys enjoyed us. Please come back every Monday between 7 Eastern Standard Time to about
TP
10.
Yeah, TPK Roleplay is playing. They're friends of the group.
Yep, VA Shogun, they made it to level 2 of the dungeon. So, congratulations, guys. I will give you a brief info drop.
And all
What's
of them
that?
leaving Giacomo behind.
Oh, yeah. So, y'all are entering what is known as level 2, the Arcane Chambers.
Sounds like my kind of place.
Oh, yeah. But it's okay, Old Dominion and VA Shogun, the party is going to go back up to the surface to go collect their beloved Giacomo Lapin.
Oh, what's
Hope I said that right. Yeah. And from what I hear is this time alone for these past 2 weeks may have caused Giacomo to, well, we'll see. But if you guys like what you guys saw tonight, please stay tuned for more. We've got more games coming in the future, and we also run games on Thursdays. So if you guys like Old Dominion Heroes content and you want to see more, we've got all sorts of other content throughout the week. Trying to get back in the swing of things. We've all been in a little chaos because of the pandemic, and now that things are kind of smoothing out and life is kind of getting back to a somewhat familiarity, and kind of consistency. We're all kind of stepping into that new life. So
And
new
follow
norm.
and follow a bunch of our friends.
Drop it. Go,
Homebrew
go,
Cafe.
go. Yes.
I play with Homebrew on Wednesdays. We did a great Friday the 13th game last Friday. And then we're just there's so many people that are in this community, whatever, on Twitch, that I mean there's a bunch of us.
We switched. We switched.